Daddy boy, the pipes are calling. The Georgie girl, swinging down the street so...
Judith Durham was more than just a singer. She was a voice that touched hearts in ways words alone could never achieve. From the quiet suburbs of Melbourne, Australia, to the world's grandest stages, her life was marked by passion, love, and an unwavering commitment to her music. Today, we will take you through the entire journey of her life, from her humble beginnings to her rise to international fame, the personal trials she faced, and the sorrowful final chapter of her life. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell as we honor the extraordinary and irreplaceable Judith Durham. Judith Mavis Cock was born on July 3, 1943 in Essendon, Victoria, Australia to William Alexander Cock and Hazel Durham. Her father, William, was a World War II navigator, and her mother, Hazel, nurtured Judith's musical dreams from a very young age. It was her mother's love for music that sparked Judith's early interest, and as a child, Judith spent hours at the piano perfecting her classical skills. Though she always loved to sing, her early ambitions were set on becoming a concert pianist. Yet destiny had other plans. By the time Judith reached Essendon Primary School and later Essendon Grammar School, music had already become the heartbeat of her world. Her ability to play piano was impressive, but it was her voice, clear, angelic, and unlike any other, that began to stand out. At school concerts and local events, people would stop and listen, mesmerized by the way this young girl could fill the room with sounds so effortlessly. As the 1950s came to a close, Judith discovered a new love, jazz. It was unexpected, but she found herself deeply drawn to the rhythm and soul of the genre. Jazz allowed her to express herself in ways classical music couldn't, and soon she began performing with local jazz bands. This period was crucial in shaping her musical journey, opening her up to the diverse range of sounds and emotions that would later define her career. Then, in 1963, fate intervened once again. A folk group called The Seekers was looking for a lead singer, and when Judith joined, everything changed. Originally formed as a traditional folk trio, The Seekers found their true voice with Judith at the helm. Her powerful and emotive vocals redefined the band's sound, blending folk, pop, and gospel into something completely unique. But it wasn't just about the music, it was about the connection Judith created with audiences. Her voice had the ability to transcend language and culture, reaching deep into the soul of anyone who listened. Their big break came when the Seekers sailed to the United Kingdom in 1964, not knowing what lay ahead. What they found was fame beyond their wildest dreams. Their debut album, Introducing the Seekers, was released in 1963 and quickly established them as a force to be reckoned with. Songs like I'll Never Find Another You and A World of Our Own skyrocketed to the top of the charts, making the Seekers household names both in the UK and Australia. But it was The Carnival Is Over that truly left a lasting mark. The melancholy, deeply emotional ballad captured hearts around the world, and Judith's flawless delivery turned it into one of the best-loved songs of all time. Her voice, filled with such vulnerability and strength, seemed to embody the very essence of the song's sorrowful melody. Listeners couldn't help but feel moved. The success of the Seekers seemed unstoppable. In 1966, they recorded Georgie Girl, the theme song for the film of the same name, which became an international sensation. The song earned an Academy Award nomination and reached audiences across the globe. At the height of their fame, Judith and the Seekers performed to 200,000 adoring fans at Melbourne's Myer Music Bowl in 1967, a concert that remains one of the most iconic moments in Australian music history. But behind the scenes, Judith was beginning to feel the weight of fame. Though the world loved her, Judith felt herself being pulled away from the music she truly connected with. The constant pressure to perform and the overwhelming success of the Seekers made her yearn for something simpler, something more personal. By 1968, Judith made the heartbreaking decision to leave the band. While many speculated about her reasons, the truth was that Judith longed to return to her jazz roots and explore her own artistic vision, free from the constraints of being in the spotlight. Her departure was bittersweet. The world mourned the loss of Judith as the Seekers' lead singer, but for Judith, it was a necessary step to rediscover herself. Her solo career began with the release of For Christmas with Love, 1968, an album that allowed her to showcase her versatility as an artist. As the years passed, she delved into a variety of genres, from jazz to gospel to folk, proving time and again that her talent knew no bounds. During this time, Judith also found love. In 1969, she married British pianist Ronald Edgeworth. Their relationship was one of deep devotion, marked by love and mutual respect. Together, they supported each other's musical endeavors, with Ronald standing by her side as both a partner and a collaborator. Sadly, despite their deep connection, Judith and Ronald never had children. Their life together remained focused on their shared love for music and one another. However, their happiness was shattered when Ronald was diagnosed with motor neurone disease in the early 1990s. Judith, ever the devoted wife, stood by his side, caring for him through the final stages of his illness. His death in 1994 was a devastating blow, leaving Judith heartbroken. Despite her personal tragedies, Judith never stopped making music. In fact, some of her later work, including the albums Hold On to Your Dream, 1994, and Epiphany, 2011, was a testament to her resilience and enduring talent. She dedicated much of her music during this period to the memory of Ronald, pouring her grief and love into every note. Though she had left the Seekers decades earlier, Judith reunited with the band several times, most notably for their 25th and 50th anniversaries. These reunion tours were a reminder of the magic they had created together and the unbreakable bond they shared with their fans. In her later years, Judith faced more health challenges, including a brain hemorrhage in 2013, which she miraculously overcame. But her health continued to decline, and on August 5th, 2022, the world lost Judith Durham to complications from chronic lung disease. She was 79 years old. Her death left a void in the hearts of her fans, but her legacy will live on forever through the timeless music she created. Tributes poured in from around the world. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese called her a national treasure, while fellow artists shared how deeply she had influenced their own musical journeys. Judith's passing marked the end of an era, but her voice, one of the most beautiful and pure the world has ever known, will never fade. Judith Durham's story is one of passion, perseverance, and heartache. Her voice will forever be remembered as one that could stir souls, bring comfort, and evoke deep emotion. From her early days in Essendon to her final moments, Judith's journey was filled with beauty, triumphs, and tragedies. She leaves behind a legacy that will inspire generations to come. Thank you for joining us as we remember the life and tragic death of Judith Durham. Please subscribe to our channel for more stories like this one. Let's continue to celebrate Judith's memory through the music she loved and shared with the world.